and your girl decides, oh, some trash needs to be taken out. Are you gonna let her take the trash out, or are you gonna take the trash out?
If it's 11 p.m. and that's the day, I would be I'll be neutral as hell on this pod today. Hold on, give me all circumstances. How far away is that you gotta walk?
It's downstairs. It's like you in a building. It's downstairs. You gotta go downstairs, walk a little bit, throw the trash, open the little gate, throw the trash.
Well, that's the thing. If I'm there, I'll do it. But like,
yeah, what do you call it? Like, what if you got that thing?
If you gone for 2 weeks, what you gonna say? Call a neighbor, call John, and do it.
No, you just gone for 2 weeks.
Who's gonna take the trash out when you're gone for 2 weeks?
She'll take it. She'll take it out. She gonna take it out during the fucking day.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like.
I get what you're saying, but it's just like I feel like it's just certain shit you should be doing as a man. And I'm talking about in general for any female.
Actually, I agree.
Three mics black.
We're back to 3 Black Mics.
Pause.
I'm your host. I'm your co-host. Whatever you may call it. It's me, Dre. We got Big Slap McGee, and we got Jay. We won't call him by the government today.
Yeah, appreciate it.
It's been a long week. It's been shout out to PADYS. Shout out to PADYS BISTRO for letting us have this space once again. And we're back to be. We're happy to be back. We're happy to be doing this thing again.
Fresh off vacation.
A little bye week, and man, it's been a crazy week.
Yeah.
It's been a crazy week. How was your vacation?
Mallorca, beautiful. It was a good time. We rented a car. Stayed in Palma for a night. Went kind of east of the island. Stayed there for a night. Went west. Stayed there for 2 or 3 nights. Went south. Stayed there for a night and then went back to the airport. But it was nice to not just stay in one spot.
Yeah.
Kind of do a bunch of road trips all over the island. Yeah, it was nice. It was a really good time. Beaches. Yeah.
The weather was.
The weather was
nice.
perfect. It was like the first night it was a little too hot and I was nervous because I don't like 30 and up. But after that it was like a nice breeze that you get on that island breeze with the sun. Perfect.
How the beaches? Are they like sandy beaches or they rocky?
It was sandy beaches. For the most part, sandy beaches, really nice water. There was one beach that we went to, the water wasn't so great. It was kind of like when you go, like when there's a lot of like boats in the water.
Okay.
When you go to those ports, the water isn't as clean. But no, for the most part, the beaches were beautiful.
That's what's up. How was your week? How was your week going?
I ain't taking no vacation. I can't. I worked. You know what I'm saying? I had to go out there with the kids. You know, the junior season started here. You know, I got churches 1-on-1 stuff. So I just been working. That's what I do. I work. But after the season, I'll take a vacation.
How long?
I do think. I don't know. I don't have enough. I just work.
Well, let's talk about that vacation. Let's think about that. What are we doing?
Oh, you still got time. You still got about.
I don't know. I don't know yet. Somewhere.
We should do something.
You should go to Spain.
Spain's dope.
Yeah, Spain, Croatia.
September.
I wanted to go to Greece. But since that fire, I was just like.
Where was that fire again?
It was like one of the islands.
It was like 3 years ago.
No. It was recent,
fire.
bro.
Really?
Yeah, it's like last week. Yeah, they had to evacuate the island.
Bad.
Like a forest fire?
But they were staying in on a basket in a gymnasium. It was bad, bro. Yeah.
It was bad.
It's like a forest fire?
Yes.
I don't know to the extent, but I was talking to somebody that in Budapest that was at the gym and she was telling me how they had to evacuate the island.
Wow.
Fire, yeah.
You heard about that?
There was also a recent fire.
A few weeks ago.
Oh shit.
Not last week, but a few.
Yeah, maybe 2 weeks tops.
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago.
And I literally
I
just
watched
heard about
the news.
another fire on another island.
In Greece?
Not in Greece, but it was
It was in Hawaii.
Yeah, Hawaii. Well,
And it's happening. It's just like they just put it out.
It's not global warming though, right, guys?
It's a little bit of everything.
I'm not a scientist.
Yeah. You didn't see that thing they talking about putting up something to block the sun to regulate the weather? Yeah, right.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's a real thing.
I know they're talking about flares, like the solar flares that have been happening, that have been coming off the sun. They've been like record temperatures, I don't know, space of which it comes off the sun. That's getting closer to the earth and shit like that.
And if you from South Carolina, you know those flares hit you right in the face.
We gotta call it podcast Tookie Doo.
Yeah, you from South Carolina, you know those flares hit you. That's what we go viral for that. Far out it is.
But it's been really warm.
It's been really
as far as being in Europe, this is probably one of the warmest.
Yeah.
It might be the warmest.
Yeah,
summers that
it
I've
is.
experienced. Yeah.
Yeah,
it might have been hotter last year.
I don't know.
Cause it didn't.
Not for
I
that
don't know
stretch.
I don't know if there's like a little cold front that's going on right now.
Yeah, it's a cold
But when I
front.
got back from Spain, I literally
Yeah.
had like my short shorts on, and then a t-shirt.
Yeah.
And I walked off the plane. It was 12 degrees.
Because there was like 3 storms like back to back last week.
Oh, okay.
It was crazy, like thunderstorms back to back. But I think you might be right. But as far as a concentration, like back to back to back hot days,
Yeah.
this summer I think has definitely taken the cake. Last year I think it was a little bit more stretched out.
Where you at last year? You
Boy,
were
Jay said he came off the
It's
plane.
I was in this.
Jay said he came off the plane with his shorts up. That boy had on drawers. He came off the plane in drawers. He ran to the car. That boy had drawers on.
You got that little
Bro,
mosquitoes
they-
on?
Bro, I had like.
But it was cold, bro.
Right, I was like right there, and I'm still in Mallorca mode. I was like, yeah, we landed hungry, but I'm still in Mallorca mode. I had my little summer hat on, my shorts, t-shirt, step off the plane. I was like, whoa,
Yeah,
I was about to turn around, like take this shit back to Mallorca. No, it was freezing. It was 12. It was 12 when I got
Yeah,
off the plane.
Yeah,
it was chilly.
Coming from like 28, 29 with a breeze.
But that was the coldest day though. It was the coldest day.
The next morning was cold. I woke up, it was 10.
Yeah,
Because I had to go to work Tuesday.
I
woke up in
love
the
it.
morning, 10 degrees. I was like, bro, what is going
I
on?
was loving
Well, the sun's coming back.
It's coming back. It's
now.
about to be a hot wave. It's about to be a heat wave next week.
Oh, see?
Yeah.
See?
It's like 30, high at like 32.
Sheesh. That's wild.
it. Yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah, I'm not a big summer fan.
Speaking about sun flares and things of that nature. Well, my weekend, my
Oh,
week,
my bad.
my week,
My
All
bad.
right, you don't care about
it
it.
was chill.
He said we don't.
They don't care about Dre. Nowadays, everybody want to talk like they have something to say.
The bigger, my week was straight. Just do a little workout, do a little work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Lay low, chill. Wasn't crazy.
You was in Federal or Budapest?
I was in Budapest.
In Budapest?
Yeah, I was in Budapest. It was chill.
That's cool. That's a vacation.
Yeah, a little vacation.
Kinda is.
Did some yoga.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's been good. It's good. So what we got today?
What we got?
What we
today?
talking about today? You think men should always pay for dinner at a date?
Ooh, my God.
I feel like if and this has been my stance since I was a teenager. If you on a date, like it depends on who comes up with the situation. So if I want to go somewhere, it's on me. If I want to go here, it's on me. But if she comes to me like, hey, I'm talking about in a situation where I'm not married or we're not together, and she's like, hey, let's go check out this bowling alley over here. I'm expecting her to pay for it, but it's something she want to do.
If she invited you.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, for
I
the most
heard
part,
about
when
that.
you meet women, whether it be on a social meet, or be like, y'all are organizing to meet up, both of you guys. It's a mutual thing for the first date. So it's like,
I think the first day. First off, I think that I think the dinner and a movie is like cliche. I think all that stuff. I always thought it was cliche because I feel like you don't get to meet the real person. I feel like you're meeting a shell of a person when you do this because it's like an interview. You're sitting across the table. You ask you questions. Oh, so, and then somebody will say, so where do you see yourself in 5 years? It's just like, why? I don't even know you. What's your middle name? I don't want to tell you my plans. Is this an interview or is this a date? We're supposed to be having fun. It's like we all out and all we talking about is football. We not having fun.
you
We
can,
talking
I
about
feel like you
football.
can have a dinner date and still kind of be like,
It's not an interview though.
well, I mean, that's depending on like just socially how you guys interact.
It's like a date for me. It's like let's say you go hiking. You're focused on your surroundings and you're asking like real questions. You might share a laugh, somebody trip up. You're having fun.
I've heard girls that say they do not want to do hiking for a first date.
I'm just using it in general. In
Yeah.
general, something where you're active and you just like like can be yourself around. Not a situation where you come in and you like manicured and you sitting down and you asking these random boring questions and you know, oh, you having drinks, then you really don't know the person because now they drunk.
So you don't think somebody should come to the first date like looking their best, dressed to the nines?
Yeah,
You don't think that?
That boy said,
yeah. I do think that.
You think they should?
I think they should. I think you should look your best whenever you meet up or go out with someone, but I also think that you shouldn't be a shell of yourself. You shouldn't put yourself in a situation where you're a shell of yourself, where you can't be yourself.
Yeah.
You know, like I feel like that's why most dates and relationships and stuff go sour down the road because they thought they met one person, they've been putting on the front, and then they start to see each other more and more, and now they get to see like, oh, that ain't the person I was talking to.
You think a date? What do you think about dates that are more like first date ideas that are more like outside the box, more kind of crazy?
See, one thing I always say is I was having this conversation with somebody recently, but there's a big group of females that do not like the coffee date or the hiking date. Like for the first date, they don't want to do that coffee date, but they want like a
strip
nice
club date.
dinner. Not the strip club date.
Oh, man.
Not the strip club date. That's far down the line.
That's
But,
far down the line.
what do you I'm just saying for this class of females.
Okay, but what do you
Those just
think?
want a
What do you
nice
think?
dinner reservation
Okay.
type joint.
But that's still cliche. That's still a dinner. That's still a dinner date. You
I'm just-
sitting down together with someone face to face, and you guys are asking each other questions, trying to get to know.
Okay, I get what you're saying, and what I feel like you should really like kind of get to know each other before the date, so it's not like because I feel like if you don't get to know each other before the date, it's a blind date.
I like that too.
Talk on the phone for a little
You
bit.
may have to like go into categories and just like based off, okay, I meet her through a social media app, and then what that first day will look like, because you don't have a lot of conversation before you actually meet up,
True.
or if you meet her in person on the train. I
Yeah.
feel like
Even if you meet her in person on the train, it's not like in the '90s or early 2000s where you gotta get on the
Text,
phone
yeah.
and hey, what you doing?
Yeah.
No, you can video call.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up? And have like conversations. Now
Do you do video calls, like when you meet somebody on social media, or when you meet somebody on a date? Now, do
I
you ever do
talked to
video
him about this.
video
too,
calls?
so-
For me, it doesn't matter. Even in business, like I do video calls because I want to see the person. I want a person to see me. So now we can't.
I'm so against it.
Even if someone called me,
Yeah, don't call me.
Bro, it's like a text message. But I'm saying
Don't
it's like a text message. If I'm having an intimate conversation about business or about anything, I like to do it over video because it's like I get to see the person, they get to see me. You know, I'm not over here doing some other stuff. Now I'm focused on you. I'm focused on what we got to get done, and that's it.
I could dig that.
But it's
Tim is like you better socially, especially than I am, because for me that's awkward. If I don't know you like that, like to me it's like FaceTime and calling is a little bit more intimate to me. Like I don't FaceTime my family and close friends.
yeah, but it's like, what are you trying to do with this person that you're trying to get with? Are you just trying to, you know what I'm saying? That depends too.
Why you gotta FaceTime? Why can't you just meet up?
Nah, but you saying it's intention.
Yeah.
If you're really out there trying to date, really trying to connect with somebody, then that shouldn't be awkward. Which
Because
I
you got-
agree with.
Because
I
you
agree
got
with.
the times change, bro. It's like
That
people.
shit awkward for me.
Bro,
I'm saying people busy now.
Yeah.
So you trying to find time, like you can't meet up every day. So like if you're trying to get with someone, like it's good to be able to see your face until we see each other again. You don't gotta just put the phone down, because now that memory of you just starts to fade. Cause guess what? It's some dude on the other line with that phone, like, hey, what's up?
I mean, you can win with pictures. You can still win with pictures, and you can win with chat, or what they like to call in the UK banter.
Banter.
Right?
Yeah.
Banter.
You can win with banter. I mean, in my experience,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like having a good chat, having a good talk, that helps. You know, because
Yeah.
you might get on the phone, you might get on whether it's audio or visual, and then you'll be like.
Yeah.
You might not even feel that person. Now it's super awkward.
Well,
It's
it
like
may
how you
be
get on the
more
phone.
awkward. It may be
Yeah.
more awkward once you get on FaceTime than if you actually just met up in like,
Right.
Because like there's certain social cues you can't pick up on. You
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like
yeah.
you right here. Like,
Nah.
for me, like, and I'm trying to make steps towards, because Slap is kind of trying to talk me out of it. And one thing I do actually now is like I do the voice talk now.
Okay.
I used to hate that too, but like girls let me like long voice calls about their day, and I'm like, for me it's just like it's weird. Like we not. That's a dating thing. That's just like we dating. But
But
like,
you got-
I said like short voice notes.
But it's personality too, because you know I joke a lot, so I'm gonna say something, and
That's a
you
part
know,
of the chat. That's a
yeah.
part of it, yeah.
So I want you to know, like, oh, I was just being funny. I wasn't just like saying it went like that,
Yeah.
because people can take what you're saying and take it as, oh, you talking to me like that. But
True.
I'm just saying, man, I just feel like it's easier to communicate in person over video. It's 2023.
That is I feel like that's some old school shit.
I mean, it's true though.
It's
true.
2023.
It is
Yeah.
more effective to communicate in person, but I think with social media, well, take this perspective. With social media and with these dating apps, now you're able to access more people at one time.
Yeah.
So now you're kind of doing the vetting process.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? By chatting them up, and then one person or two people that you might be interested in, okay, let's take it a step further. But off the bat, I'm not calling you because we matched.
No,
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying like,
Or I don't
Boy,
expect you to call me.
Let's
there's
say-
people that
let's
do
do
it.
that, yeah.
There's people that do it, and I
Yeah.
literally matched and got a voice call, and I'm like, you're crazy.
that's
You're
not-
out of your
what I'm saying is, I'm talking about somebody who you are really interested in.
Okay.
And you know, I'm like, you already had a couple conversations. So it's like, until you start seeing each other, like constantly, it's good to like show your face, like, hey, I'm here,
Right.
you know, because I feel like when people say, oh, I want to be in a relationship and all this other stuff, it's like, so why are you talking to 5 people? Put your energy into one person. Hey, if
Yeah,
it
but on
don't,
a
if it
date
don't
now.
work.
They're on a date.
Oh, you talking about dating? I'm talking about just in general. I'm not talking about dating. I'm talking about like in general.
Gotcha.
You come across on the street or whatever, see what it is, and if it ain't that, okay. But if it is, just continue.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I think I'm a weirdo. Because there's certain things where it's like unwritten rules. Like if we haven't met before and you send me like a few photos, it's like, hey, like, head of the word. I'm like, for me, I'm like, what do you do?
You need to call, what's the dude's name? Neve? Catfish? Right, you just send a photo, it's 2023. It's 2023. That's AOL stuff.
Yeah,
Right?
For me, it's just like, bro, if we haven't met and you send in, like, and I used to be like this, I'm opening up now, but like, if we haven't met and you send me voice messages already, like long voice messages, for me, that's weird.
How long does it have to be?
45 seconds. Like anything more than like 15 seconds is just like, unless I'm asking you to like explain some crazy shit that happened today.
Right.
I'm sorry, ain't no woman gonna leave, 45. A women?
A 40? Well, yeah.
I'm saying ain't no woman. She too busy, bro. She ain't about
That's
to be.
long. 45 minutes. That's
No,
crazy.
45,
but that's
45.
the thing, bro. Women be sending long voice notes to each other, like 3 minutes to each other, like among. So it's just like
That's true.
it's nothing. It's nothing. So I'm telling you, bro, mad long. Like listening to a whole. I'm like, you listen to an audiobook in there? Like, what's going on?
But I think it's selective too. I think it's certain women, but it ain't all women. Certain women do that. Certain women don't.
Word.
It just is what it is, right? It's all in what you attract. You attract what you reflect.
That's so weird. It's
So
a,
Jay might be sending them 3 minutes. Hey, babe, what you doing tomorrow? I think we should.
That's a
What's your
weird
10-year
thing.
plan?
That's a weird
Like, no, even 2 days. 10-year plan.
There's so many unwritten rules in like the dating space, bro.
Nah, it's like.
And then everybody kind of has like their own little things that they get into and that don't do. Like for me, it's just like, bro, don't FaceTime me.
Right.
But like she don't know that.
It could be by region. It could
Yeah.
just be by.
Sometimes that may be turned off. It's just
Yeah.
like, why'd you FaceTime me yesterday? All right,
But
she got-
Jay, you gotta,
next in the process.
but then again, you gotta think.
Bio.
Yeah, I FaceTime you. Yeah, for real.
You gotta-
Don't FaceTime me.
You gotta.
I need to put it in the bio.
You gotta think, bro. Like your dating situation is different from Junebug situation in South Carolina.
Yeah.
You are international. Your dating situation is way different. You've seen way more different types of females and been in way different types of
Well, with
situations.
regard to meeting people, it's the same.
Yeah, Yeah, but
Well,
no.
Yeah, it depends. It could depend.
No, because in Europe, you can go for a brisk walk. That's a date. Let's go for a walk.
You can go for a walk in Boston.
You can't go for a
in New
walk
York.
in Tukey, South Carolina. You go for no walk. You gonna be on a dirt road, bugs, mosquitoes biting you. Ain't brisk. No. Matter of fact, it's like Tyrese. I think Tyrese had an interview with somebody. I forgot who it was, but he was like, we went for a walk. He was like, I had never been for a walk before. And he was like, we were walking and the scenery was beautiful. And then it led up to a bench in the park. And he was like, I got to the park, sat on the bench and took my shoes off. He was like, I never did, that's a walk. You know what I'm saying? It ain't walking through the streets of Brooklyn.
I boy took his shoes off on the first day.
No, him and Tyrese like, I've never been on a walk before. That's a walk. Or like, let's say you walking through Zichi. You walking through the park, you know what I'm saying? You smell the air and you have a good conversation. That's a walk. Brooklyn,
There's parks in Brooklyn.
that ain't a walk. What are you talking about? You gotta wake up, man, get off the bench. So you said, no, bro. It's different. We talking about different types of walks.
Or whatever.
It's not anonymous, it's anomalous.
Anomalous.
Is it E?
UAP.
Unidentified anomalies.
I'm about to look it
I
up.
don't know what it is. I don't know what it is.
The new word that they're using for UFOs. They're not saying UFOs anymore. They're saying
Well, like the
Yeah,
government
UAP.
isn't
Yeah.
using that word. I feel like the word UFO has kind of turned into much of a unidentified is UAP. Unidentified anomalous phenomena.
phenomenon. Yeah.
A catch-all term to describe objects detected in the air, sea, space that defy easy explanation.
What do y'all think about this? I know you want to talk about it. I want to talk about it too,
Well,
especially
you know, I watch this stuff every day.
Okay, so we got an expert.
And I kind of think, you know, I was watching something about the pyramids last night, and they're like, we can't duplicate the pyramids. So basically, they're saying that there was already a civilization here that figured it out, and they kind of just washed away all these like cities of Atlantis and stuff. They're like, and what my thing is, I don't think it's coming from like there. I think it's here, but it's just like they're hiding in plain sight. Because you know, everywhere you go in the world, people look completely different. They think completely different. So I'm like, what is there to say that in the Amazon somewhere where we can't see, we can't track it, like they're not there, and they don't want to come forward yet because we just couldn't wrap our minds around what we're seeing. Because I was in this class in college called Faith, Imagine, and Reason, and he was like, imagine perfection, imagine the perfect person.
I like that.
That sounds like a fun
That
class.
sounds like a great class.
Yeah, it was.
Faith,
He
imagine.
was like, amen. He was one of them guys, ponytail, amen. But
Boy had no syllable.
yeah, right. but it's like imagine the perfect person or the perfect thing, and you really can't. Your brain is like, you just can't wrap your mind around it. So I feel like we're digging something that we should just leave alone, because it might not be what we think it is.
Well, if it's not what we think it is that detrimental or is that would that
I
be a
feel like
benefit?
it's detrimental because we don't even understand each other yet.
That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
And you want to go and, you know, let's say you see a roach run across the floor. It's just like,
Yeah, but I feel-
they ain't doing nothing to you.
Yeah, but on that note, I feel like sometimes like discovering something that we don't understand could help us, could benefit us, if it's living, if it's able to do things that we can't explain, do things that we're not able to accomplish, then that means that they're superior. It means they would have some type of superior capacity to make us come together, because we understand that whatever they got going on over there, we can't match. So that might make us come together and like be like, okay, we bow down, we understand that you're superior, boom, 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 teach us about ourselves.
And that's
you know?
and I feel like that's the problem is we think we all we're on the same intelligence spectrum.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it was a period between the 90s and the early 2000s where everybody didn't have internet, everybody didn't have cell phones, everybody didn't have like their house programmed with Apple. And it's like some people did.
Mm-hmm.
So in those people, it's like, oh, this is what the world is now. It's like, no, there are still people living, but there are still people living with like
Dialogue.
knobs on their TVs.
Yeah.
So it's like, what about those people?
That's an interesting point because when I was thinking about the whole UFO thing, the whole UFO situation, I was like, okay, kind of to go off your point, like maybe we're not talking about things that are outside our atmosphere.
Yeah.
Maybe it's about understanding the dimensions that we live in as human beings. Like there's people that are more advanced than us because they have more technology than us, even at this point. Like our military has more technology.
Didn't they say they have like physical bodies?
Man, my biggest thing with this whistleblower was like, if you're a whistleblower, when the Congress is asking you questions, answer the questions.
Well,
he
he
kept
did.
saying, oh, I have to tell you I have to explain this into a closed room.
He did. The problem was because he's still a part of the government. He had to explain it. He explained it before to a group of the same people.
Okay.
But he can't say it on TV.
Why not?
I'm kind of confused on that too because it's like
Because it's classified.
I was going to say once you leave the government, to what extent can you speak on certain things?
But like, if it's classified, then why are you bringing it up in front of the masses right now?
Because he's letting you know that's look, it's something going on. It's happening.
But everybody's known this. Everybody's
But
known this since
I
we've
can't
seen
tell
the
you.
UFO mystery files on TV.
I do want to know like why not?
But I think he has like real access. I think those other people are like what you call it, mercenaries or like renegades.
Yeah.
But I think he has like real access, and he you know what I'm saying. He's saying as much as he can to get somebody to put the air to the flame. It's like,
But what's gonna happen? What is he really trying to get? Like, what is he really trying to accomplish by saying, but he said too, he's never seen anything. He's only heard from people that have. He's like the spokesperson for the whistleblowers.
yeah.
But you've heard all of these things from these people, then why can't you confirm what we're asking you about? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like so you've done this, you came in front of Congress, everybody in the world's seen this interview. What's the next steps? And he really doesn't paint that picture. He really doesn't give that.
Well, you know, it just came out that he suffered from PTSD from the military, but I'm just like, imagine a situation to where you see something so crazy, you can't even wrap your mind around it.
But he said he didn't see nothing.
He's not.
No, I'm
If
saying,
he heard it, yeah.
you've heard it from these sources, and it's so crazy, you can't wrap your mind around it, and you really want to like be like, look, it's here, but you're not gonna make me look crazy. I'm gonna tell you just enough to let you know that look, this is what's going on, but I'm not gonna go out with a sign. He's coming back. You know, hey, look.
The return.
Yeah, it's like, look, this is going on.
But you have a platform where you're not looking crazy.
Where did the
you're in front of
whistleblower
Congress.
start, by the way? When he went to like a news report? Like,
I think he had an interview with
Yeah.
Newsweek, Newsroom, or something like that, and then after that he had the panel of the Congress.
What started that?
I think it's a trend, bro.
Like what was the reason for where they had him in front of a panel of congressmen or government people?
Bro, it's a trend. Like, it's like everything else that goes on nowadays. It's a trend.
Well, like if I'm
Like-
the government, I'm not about to. If you don't want this information coming out, I'll just let it die on the news. I'm not gonna let you come up and have a conversation with me and the government about it. Just
But it's trending, and the media drives the media.
Right.
So it's just like,
Right.
think about all this classified stuff. Donald Trump classified information.
Yeah.
There are, every other week, it's like military guys getting arrested for leaking classified
Yeah.
information. And it's just like, I feel like it's a trend, but we're just more exposed to it now because there's so many media outlets. Even if they wanted it to die down, the people that are interested in it, it's gonna keep going because
Yeah, that's true.
so many outlets gonna keep pumping it out.
On that note, I hope it's not just a trend thing, and there might be some, you know,
It has to be, if it is a
realization of
trend,
it,
there's
yeah.
something going on behind it.
I hope so.
Cause
I hope it like
That was the hope so.
I hope. I mean, I hope that the veil gets pulled down because I think that shit's interesting.
well, it's like,
I
it's,
think
bro,
When
I
that
think
veil
it's
dropped.
I think it's dope. I think it's dope.
real talk, and I finally saw the movie. I finally saw the movie. Like, it's like they clone Tyrone.
Mhm.
It's like a lot of that. It's like they were seeing this stuff, and they like for so long, people have been trying to tell us like, hey, look, don't do this, don't do that, don't eat this, don't eat that, don't. But we kind of like, it's kind of like, oh, okay, yeah, whatever. They've been trying to tell us, but we just like dismiss it. I'm talking about the mass group kind of just dismisses some people. They're like, okay,
Yeah.
now we know we need to be eating this, we need to be exercising, we need to be doing that.
Hmm.
And I'm just like, nah, man, because a lot of this, when I was watching it, I'm like, I didn't experience those same things until I moved to the city.
You didn't experience what?
The things that were going on They Clone Tyrone. I didn't like see it that way until I moved to the city because in the country, like we were pretty much growing our own food and stuff like in the 90s, like growing our own food and like everybody did the same things, but it was still that just for me hair perm. It was still eating that fried chicken at the church. That movie was crazy, bro.
It's interesting to kind of even like merge the topics where it's just like they clone Tyrone and like the UFO thing, but it's just like there's the character where the girl that kind of just like after what was it? He snapped or like he said something
Stop.
Tyrone or like stop, and like after that it's just like after the government whoever introduces something or just like let you know just like oh we in control. There's that one character which was the girl and she was just like she still kind of wanted to revolt, and the guy that was just like bruh like. I know what's going on, but I'm just gonna go on with my life. And then there's just like, what was it, the pimp that was just like, I don't know what was his like after he found out, I think he was kind of indifferent. I don't know if he was indifferent towards it. I think he was more so indifferent, and Tyrone was just like, fuck it, like I know what's going on, but like, what can I do?
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, they were crazy.
Cause it's like there's some times where like, bro, it's like for me, it's like certain things like with that, it's just like, bro. I'll play Tyrone and it's like, bro,
kind of.
what the fuck can I do about it? Like I got a whole life to live. Like, you know, it's just like either I continue living my life or I go on revolt. And it's just like, what do
But
I
you
do?
gotta think
I'm
about
like
it.
the revolt person.
Not in all, that's the thing, not in all aspects though. Like, it's depending on the situation. It's like, what you doing about the UFO?
But you know they weren't revolting.
You going to Nevada with all the people and like line up? Cause you know they said they was about to,
Raid Area 51.
Raid Area 51.
Do the Nada Road tour?
I'm not doing that.
They said you can't. Dude was like, if you drop a nuke on Area 51, nothing will happen because it's that protected.
Yeah.
But I'm like, you gotta think, the pimp and Tyrone, they were the clones. The girl wasn't the clone. You remember he told her, you coming down a dozen. No.
And that's where I like to draw the connect between the UFO and this They Clone Tyrone situation. Cause like, what if I heard someone speaking. I wish I had the clip to play, but he's like, the guy was explaining the word extraterrestrial because we know we use this word to define aliens, right? And he's like, let's break down the word extraterrestrial, right? And he's like, extra means more of something, right? Terrestrial means the land that we have. He's like, what if extraterrestrial means those that are from the extra land that we have on the earth? So when you think about Antarctica, undiscovered territory, terrestrial, you know, on our earth, maybe these aliens are on this earth, but they're just alien. We don't know how they came to be there, but they're there, and they're just like locked off from the rest of this modern
It
world.
could, bro. It could be because, like, why all of a sudden, if you watch any like History Channel stuff, you always see that they start like talking about different humanoids. Oh, they were the Neanderthals, and they were these people, and they were these people. Now all of a sudden, you just got one type of person.
And they just found
Like, come on,
they
man.
just found a skull in China,
I saw it,
300,000 years old, and it's like this is not human. It's not a
Yeah.
human skull.
and they said they've been finding skulls like that. There.
But he don't care about this. He don't
Chill
care.
out, bro. I gotta go to work tomorrow, bro.
Bro, I'm just interested in it because it's just like, you know, it's. I feel like there's an underlying truth to everything,
Yeah.
and I don't leave no boxes unchecked.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we're gonna keep playing with fire, and then when the fire start burning, it's gonna be like, we should have left this alone.
Yeah. For me, I'm
telling you.
Tyrone with this
You're
situation
Tyrone with
where
it.
it's just like, bro, it doesn't have an effect at all.
Immediate effect
my
on your life, yeah.
I would affect it all on my life. It's just like, for me, it's just a topic of conversation. It's like, bro, bills still gotta be paid.
It's
like,
true.
it's an interesting conversation, but until it becomes something serious where it's just like, bro, like, there's conflict.
Yeah.
And, like, you know, depending on, like, what that conflict looks like, I'm just like, I may have to go back home.
Bro, we drive it.
What are you gonna go back home for?
If,
To fight?
No, I just
Big baby don't shoot. Boy, big baby get on that porch.
Bro, so if like conflict arises and I hear like we may be going to war with Ames, I'm not gonna stay here. I'm going back home.
To be a family,
Yeah.
yeah, I got you.
They trying to get a futuristic weapon. We gonna be over here like.
Yeah, y'all gonna
Shoot.
be
With the musket.
yeah, gonna be minute man out this motherfucker.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, like, even like the Gucci Man situation where they like everybody was like, oh, they cloned Gucci Man. I'm like, he went to prison and bettered himself. He went to, bruh, he's a clone because he went to prison.
Yeah.
And why would he come out as a clone and not still be Gucci Man 2.0? That's even harder. He gonna come back eating vegetables and doing workouts online. It's like, come on, man. That's crazy. You go clone out of everybody on earth. You go clone Gucci Man.
One thing I can say about when it comes to cloning human beings, it's like maybe that's the new, maybe this is one of the foundations that they lay out to get us ready for when they unveil that. Like, look what we can do.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? Because like remember when they cloned the lamb?
Yeah.
25 years ago when we was in elementary school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they put pieces in place to be like, oh, they cloned the lamb. Wow, that's great. Hooray for our accomplishment.
Sure, right.
But who
That's
knows
what-
if they started on Tyrone the day after? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
Which can be detriment. But would that be a detriment or would that be a benefit to our society? You know?
well, they're pretty much already doing it.
Detriment to who and
And
I
I
don't see
think-
it as a benefit to me.
Clone myself, I'll probably clone myself. Oh, never mind, let me not say that. Make him work. Clone 10 of me and just.
Well, I think a Russian dollar word on that. That's why we have, I think it was in vitro or something, where you can literally go to the doctor and be like, hey, I want twins.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you can
Yeah,
do
they
that,
can
bro,
do
you
that.
can't tell me you can't clone people at this point.
Yeah.
I could give my baby blue eyes
Word.
and certain. I don't know to what extent we going back into the last couple of
That's like a
conversations
gene,
about
that's
the
like
sex
a-
of genes, but like there's certain things that like you can do.
Because them Kardashian babies, too perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would. Yeah,
I even thought Blue Ivy was gonna be ugly, but
she got a daddy nose. She got a daddy nose. Boy. Blue Ivy got that whole nose.
But nah, she started.
yeah, I mean they almost had it perfect.
But you know, kids. I done seen some people baby pictures, and I'll be like, like that's what she used to look like for real, right?
But I mean, I don't know.
I don't know to what extent you can like have an effect on the features of your child with that in vitro stuff, but I think it's pretty.
No, it's high tech stuff. I think.
But like
Yeah.
to what extent, like
Oh, okay, like
intelligence and like,
shit.
because are there genes for intelligence?
I think
Like,
so.
You do.
There's gotta be.
I think I think intelligence, I think environment, it plays a big part with intelligence.
Well,
If your
Okay.
parents push you, like, if they see you like something,
yeah.
and they're like, because like, you know, in China and stuff, like, they see, okay, you're playing the violin, you gonna practice this violin. It's like I was telling a player yesterday, I'm like, if you're consistent with anything, at some point, you're gonna be good at it.
Yeah, intelligence.
This is what I was
in-
telling y'all last
information,
time,
yeah.
bro. Honestly, I genuinely believe that you may see somebody in the hood, and then somebody that was born in an affluent neighborhood, and this person just picks up things faster than anybody else. And it wasn't because it may not be. I don't think sometimes that has nothing to do with the influence and environment. It's just like that kid, just like they say, he's special.
I think it always has to do with influence and environment.
I feel like it has a lot to do.
I
with
think a
like
snap of it
genes
is
and stuff.
personality. I think a snap of it is personality.
Yeah.
But I feel like a lot of it has to do with influence and environment, because you got to understand, a lot of these guys who became big time drug dealers were geniuses with numbers
Ultimately.
and delegating people. Yeah, it's like they were, but
that goes to his point. That goes to your point. They weren't in class learning math,
Yeah.
but they were just geniuses with
Yeah,
math.
it's like-
no, but they were consistent with what they were doing, because they start out at a very young age.
Okay,
So that's their school.
Yeah. Someone
That's
was
their
teaching.
school.
Yeah,
But there's
Yeah.
some people that do the same thing, and I guarantee you have the same experiences and influences, and are straight dummies.
That's like
because the
smart
problem is,
versus-
like,
I feel like there's an
Smart.
intelligence.
The
gene
problem
in there,
is,
bro.
sometimes-
I genuinely do.
sometimes, like, when you grow up in an affluent neighborhood, the expectation is there, but sometimes those kids don't care, because a lot of times their parents aren't there enough, so they start to pick up on their environment, or they try to come to my environment, and it's like, you don't belong here, so guess what you gonna try to do? If you don't belong there, you're gonna try harder to.
Yeah.
Now you might join a gang, and you might do this, and it's just like, bro, this is not you.
Yeah.
I seen it in college. I seen a lot of kids who didn't have to do certain things, and they were doing it, and I'm like, this is not your life. You got here based on academics.
You can get the same kid from different environments and neighborhoods with the same intelligence level. You see it sometimes with very, very young kids, and you're just like, this motherfucker is bright, very bright, right? Has nothing to do with his parents didn't do anything special. Sometimes it's just
Yeah.
like, bro, he's
That's
There's
what I
gonna be an
said.
intelligence gene, and the environment can nurture that. It could either like a bud, like a flower. You could kill it, or you can make it grow.
But that's the
So,
thing.
yeah.
Sometimes I feel like one thing is just like you can't really test this because I feel like it would be inhumane. But like if you were to get two kids, right, from the same, let's say you were able to create two kids with exactly the same one traumatic experience for that they may both experience one traumatic experience. It'll shape one to perceive it differently than the other.
It's true.
But your perception of
That'd be a good
intelligence
study.
is different too, because everybody's perception of intelligence is not the same, and it's just like they've been doing these scientific studies, and this is why back in the day they were like, you know, the Negroid and the Caucasoid and we got different sized brains and all this other, that those were the studies that were done. But it's like, no, even with standardized testing, it's proven that environment ties into intelligence. It's proven. It's been studies done.
I'm sure it does, but there's a lot. I feel like there's a lot of cases.
And I agree with you on that, where people are just like naturally smart, but it has to be nurtured like talent. Like you can be a naturally good basketball or football player, but if that talent's not nurtured, eventually you might still have your jump shot,
Yeah.
but you know that talent kind of starts to fade if it's not nurtured.
Like homie, I think it was Lenny Cook. Remember Lenny Cook?
Yeah.
He was the dude that was coming up with LeBron James. Supposed to be better than LeBron James, but he was from the hood. LeBron James probably from the hood too, but he probably had a better circle around him.
Yeah.
And Lenny Cook before the ABCD camp was out drinking and shit, and LeBron James was in his hotel room kicking it.
Yeah.
Lenny still was cooking and cooked him at ABCD camp, but from like the scouts and stuff like that, they knew that Lenny Cook was like a party guy, so they were like, nah, mistake LeBron James because he was more, marketable.
Wasn't nurtured.
Lenny Cook was better.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's nurturing versus.
Nurturing that talent, bro. Like, I feel like a lot of people and a lot of very talented people who make it, it's always somebody within that story
I agree.
that kind of
100%.
like
100%.
that kind of like comes in and kind of like, hey, look, because
100%.
LeBron. If you watch LeBron little docu-pic, like he even had people, his friends, kind of nurturing him and protecting him and saying, look, and his coach,
Yeah.
like, hey, don't do that again. You got to be here because LeBron started partying and stuff too.
There's a book called The Hand That Guides Me by Denzel Washington. And it's not his book, like a biopic about him. It's about all these famous and very, successful people, and they're telling their stories about that moment when someone helped them to propel them to the next level, You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But I do agree with you. I think there is a gene in you. There's some, like we said, that were innate. There's something innate about you that allows you to perceive certain things, allows you to make certain judgments and stuff like this. But I think there is a time and a place where you need an extra influence to help you, get to that next level.
And it's crazy. But I think, I don't know if you can remember being like really, really young, but like inner dialogue.
And speaking to yourself.
No, it's like that little voice in your head,
Okay,
like when you're really young, and it seems like that voice is a little bit older than you.
Intrusive thoughts.
Not an intrusive thought. It's like inner dialogue. It's like I basically taught myself how to ride a bike. I basically taught myself how to ride a bike because that inner dialogue in my head was telling me like, keep riding, get back on the bike, get back on the bike.
Yeah.
I kept falling, but the inner dialogue was like, you'll learn how to do it, man. Just get back on the bike.
That sounds like crazy.
No, but I'm saying,
he's
inner
motivated,
dialogue.
yeah.
It's kind of like when you running gassers and you know you tired and you see the people around you passing out.
That's not you talking to yourself.
I don't think so.
Because what sounds you saying is like you have a whole different person in your head, like saying like,
Yeah,
get your ass.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Little Tim.
Little Tim in the seat,
Kinda,
bro.
kinda. It's like that little voice in your head that helps you push past things. It's like you can talk to yourself and be like, "Oh, I got to do this right here."
Yours is different than that.
But sometimes it's that background thing behind that that's like, Dre, get up. It's not talking to you like, yeah, I gotta get up. It's like, Dre, get up.
Yeah, I don't think I have that.
Everyone to have.
Well, I have like a talking to myself. 'Cause
Yeah,
like
you
when
call
I'm
it
running
talking to yourself, yeah.
when I'm running gassers, like I may be talking shit to myself, like, bro, you better like let's fucking go. Like that's me talking to myself.
But you never have a voice in your head that'll be like, Jay, don't go to that party.
Word.
Like maybe
Like,
I
you
don't
know, it's
remember,
like-
I don't think I separated. For me, it's just me talking to myself. It's not like a second party in my own head.
Because it's like all right, let's say if I'm doing something, I'll be like, okay, I gotta go do this tomorrow, or I gotta be up for this, and I gotta make sure I get here. But it's certain situations where that little voice kicks in and just be like, hey, you sure you know what you're doing? You sure you should be doing this? It's not me talking to me. It's like a
I need to tap
auto.
That's that cheat. It's that cheat.
It's like
that
an auto
cheat.
thing.
Yeah.
It's like I can remember growing up in the country and seeing my surroundings, and that little voice in my head saying, "It's more to the world than this." I'm young. I'm 4 or 5 years old.
I had the same experience.
I need to go on a retreat or some shit.
No, I don't know what it
I
is.
gotta tap in.
Well,
There's books on that too. Like if you read The Power of Now.
That's
Yeah.
like that plus 30. Once you hit 30, that
Nah, bro, you
No,
can't.
I want to wake up when I'm 30 and be like, who is this?
no,
Who's this
bro.
talking?
It's like I don't know. It's like when people talk about greatness and stuff like that. I feel like everybody who's great, they talk to themselves, but it's like another voice that comes in that helps you like push through whatever is coming. Like, all right, it's bad now, but it'll get better. Just wait it out.
Yeah, it's like that. When you get that gut feeling, when you do something off instinct. That's that inner voice. That's that inner being guiding you. When you get in the zone on the field, it's like when people talk about, oh, I had an out of body experience. They're talking about that spirit that goes through your body. That's not, you can't really touch it, but it's there, and it guides you and it helps you, say go,
Watch your
go,
college
go,
highlight.
go.
Just watch a highlight
We
tape.
getting off. We going on to real like you said, retreat, real like
Yeah,
exercise.
that's
I
Zen type
Exactly.
shit.
Yeah.
But I don't, because I feel like it all ties into each other. I was watching an experiment where, and they say that it happens to people who lose limbs. So they put dude's arm behind a board and put another fake hand here, and they were hitting his hand with a hammer and stuff like that, and he was feeling it in the fake hand as if it was real. So it's like that's the sixth sense.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's kind of like when you dreaming and you watching yourself, or like
That's what. And you know what's crazy? That could be the aliens. That could be the aliens.
Hey, you never know.
The dude was saying it's like some dimensional. It's like some interdimensional stuff. He said.
Yeah.
I think he was alluding to maybe it's not so tangible, but it's like some stuff that we can feel but we can't see. But they can. But whatever that is, they can make us see it. Like holograms and shit like that.
That may be my problem. I can't tap in like that. Like
I
there's
think you gotta just read some certain books, check out some certain speakers.
But even like what he said, where it's like the hand and then you put another hand here, like
No. It's so if someone gets their limb chopped off, right? Have you ever been listening to a story and a dude's like, yeah, and I got kicked in the balls, and you felt that?
no.
He's a fucking alien.
Okay. Now this.
Hey, cop.
I don't know if it happens to
You
y'all.
never had like a ooh when you hear the story and someone went through a traumatic experience,
Like somebody like my stomach got cut open, and you like
oh, shit, and you
Oh, I
feel it.
No. Sorry.
because your body releases a chemical, and you like, oh man, like
You're not
when
connected.
something bad happens.
You're not connected. I think you other. You might be extraterrestrial.
Hold on, y'all like read something and be like,
Like you split. What's wrong with you?
y'all bully.
Yeah, all right, you right.
Nah,
Use your J.
bro,
Use your
I'm just saying, like, sometimes, and I've always felt this, and this right here, this right here is gonna get you. You ever been walking down the street and you look back at somebody and y'all are looking at each other at the same time? Or driving down the street, you turn on the radio and the song that you think about playing on the radio? Or
Yeah.
thinking about somebody to call you and they call you? No, it's the same, bro. It's like a sixth sense.
Telekinesis.
Bro, it's a sixth sense because you gotta think we sitting in this room, but it's nothing but waves flowing through this room.
Well, yeah. See, I feel all of that.
It's
yeah.
waves. And what's your body made up of? Water and electricity, bro.
Scientist Tim.
It's crazy. Like, this is
Dr.
deep,
Dr.
bro.
McGee.
Bro, these are the things that I think about. And I've always thought like this since I was like 4 or 5 years old. It's like, I just wanna know, like what are we doing? And that's what goes back to the aliens. Like, what do we do? Okay, if they come, then what?
We gotta communicate. We gotta figure out a way to communicate.
Right, I'm telling you, man.
I gotta tap in.
Speaking of science, what's your favorite contemporary invention right now? For example, my favorite contemporary invention is the bottle cap hinge. You notice how when you turn the bottle cap, they don't fall off anymore?
I hate it.
No. What?
Love it. When you go buy a soda
Yeah.
and you turn the bottle cap,
Yeah.
it doesn't come off because there's a contraption
I hate
in
it.
it. It's a new technology.
Oh, that's just you being aggressive. I'm over here. I'll rip that one.
I'll be over there like Crip Mac.
I don't like it.
Come on.
I've seen that before.
It
And
just
like,
hangs
and
on
I'm-
the side,
It's just
yeah.
hanging, and I'm like,
Yeah.
bro, what the hell?
I love that shit.
Okay,
And it
that's
doesn't come
what
off.
it's meant to hang there.
Yeah, so it's not on the fucking floor.
Yeah.
Hey,
You can't hold it. You can't just hold it.
Why you just let it so it's not on the floor?
toilet paper.
Lazy. Boy, lazy. Yeah,
Hey,
you can't
nah.
hold the bottle cap.
Hey, toilet paper.
Meat.
This boy said toilet paper.
No. What I've been talking
It's not
about.
contemporary.
No. Listen. What I've been talking about for a while now.
Oh, he about
Toilet
to get into a
paper.
business idea.
Dr.
No.
McGee.
I've been talking about for a while. I told Jay, I said everybody want to run around here and go do this and go do that. invent toilet paper. Not toilet paper itself, but something that you need, that's useful, that no matter what brand it is, you need it. It's
Not
toilet
toilet
paper, bro.
paper, but something as toilet paper.
Equivalent.
As toilet paper.
It's like you need it. You need this.
So
No
what?
matter what brand, toilet paper's always gone.
So what would be that invention for you?
That's the question. Like
Exactly.
there are things that we need, no matter what brand it is, we're gonna buy,
Of course.
regardless.
Of course.
Dish detergent, it doesn't matter. You're gonna buy it, whether it's organic or you need it.
What could we use in the world right now?
What you just talked about.
Yeah, that's one though.
That's already something that's
Not-
helping.
that's
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 helping
not,
the earth.
that's not toilet paper though.
It is.
His contemporary invention isn't.
We need it.
It's not
We need it
That's
because
not toilet paper. We don't
listen,
need it.
we need it because it's helping the environment. Now you don't have a bunch of bottle caps scattered across the ground.
Right, you act like we stepping on bottle caps when we walk out.
A lot of times you do. In America,
You
probably
ever
not
New
here.
York City?
Hey, you can do that in New York City. It don't matter. You
Willard,
gonna step on a
Georgia.
bottle cap or you gonna step on something else?
He been in Willacoochee, Georgia, where they keep the streets clean. But an invention, contemporary invention.
One thing too is I don't think I pay attention enough, honestly. That may be my problem. Cause like even that, like I was just like I didn't ever really notice.
You notice it, you just ripped that shit off. Like
Yeah.
You thought it was a,
Podcast.
I didn't know it was an invention.
Podcast.
why?
Because you get raw information quickly. It's like it's unfiltered information from
Sometimes.
people that you know. And it's like, it's filtered to a point to where it gets to the point. But it's like if I wanted to know about anything, I could go and find a podcast for it and kind of listen. And if I don't like it, there's another podcast for it that I could feel myself. Oh, if I don't like that, there's another podcast because before all we had was radio.
And TV
And we
station.
had to wait for the radio show to come on. It's like, oh, Howard Stern.
Mhm.
Like you had to wait for him
Right.
or wait for him to come on. But with podcasts, you got the information right there. So I think, where I could hear from my favorite athlete, Mike Tyson.
Sure.
I could go, I want to see Mike Tyson. What he doing? Go to the podcast.
Boxing.
Hot boxing.
Yeah.
And then now you start learning about people behind the scenes who you never thought, like the guy Evan Britton. His first, the first guy that was on there, he was a football player, but when he would talk, I'm like, dang, like he's going through a lot of the things that we go through, went through a lot of things that we go through as athletes, and he's talking about it, and it's making life kind of easier
Mhm.
because now I know, oh, okay, I ain't the only one.
Yeah.
So I think podcasts, that's my
That's a good one.
Could
Yeah.
digital money be considered a contemporary?
Invention?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would say that.
That's your favorite? You
That's the one that I can think about that I feel like I use a lot.
okay.
I'd have to probably think a little bit more.
Digital money as far as like Bitcoin, things
The
like
digital
that?
money as far as just like being able to
Just
tap
use
your
your card,
phone,
okay.
yeah. Just making life a little bit instead of having to dig into my wallet
Right,
and
yeah.
like whip
Bills
this
and
out
stuff.
and then like put it, you used to have to use a chip, hold it in there,
Mhm.
hit accept, like
Yeah.
I could just double tap,
Yeah.
get out.
in America, for a long time, we didn't have the chip. We were still swiping.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
just swiping. That was honestly faster than the whole chip
Yeah,
joint.
right.
Yeah, true.
Right.
But if that thing didn't swipe, you might have had a little bubble gum on it or something.
Bro,
That thing ain't
you used to
swiping.
grab like trash bags and put the credit card in the trash bag and then swipe it.
Never heard of that.
Bro, yeah. There's a couple times where like somebody would grab a trash bag. I'm like, bro, what you doing? Like, cause in New York they used to cut your card.
Yeah.
Like, you got the card, they would cut your shit up in front of you.
Oh yeah,
I've seen that shit happen in front of you.
I ain't never seen
They
that.
put it in the trash bag, swipe it, it would go through.
Damn. Didn't know that. But then like it's 2023, people still trying to accept cash. You know, you go
Germany?
places, you go to places and they're like, no, we don't accept cards. You don't
I
even
wouldn't
accept a
expect that.
card or even PayPass. You know, they still need.
I wasn't expecting that.
Cash.
But you know, a lot of times when people doing that, it's taxes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's tax reasons.
Yeah.
They even gotten better. Like even at this event that they about to have in Fayetteville right now, like
Yeah.
they used to have it was only cash. Like these huts that they set up and have like little like food areas, but now they do cards.
That's what's up.
You just
Well, you had to because even the pandemic it changed life.
yeah, that's true.
It changed life. So a lot of these little inventions flourished because of the pandemic. Digital money flourished because of the pandemic. So that's crazy.
Yeah, online e-commerce, all of that
Yeah.
stuff. Big boom.
I want to talk about the Lizzo thing before we get out of here.
Online
Yo,
store.
Lizzo, you heard about Lizzo's hazing?
Yeah.
Did you look it
That
up?
old big sweatshop.
I looked it up last night when you sent me everything, and I did like a deep
Eating
dive.
banana.
I didn't know she has a lawsuit against her.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Her
bro.
A
dancers
whole lawsuit.
her dancers are suing her.
Like she had brought all of them to like the club.
Yeah, Amsterdam. They were in Amsterdam.
Yeah,
And
and Amsterdam brought them to the club.
they
She
went
was
to
like
a-
making them feel titties and stuff.
They went to a sex show.
Yeah.
And the sex show,
A banana show.
yeah, banana show. The girl was inserting a banana, and then she would have a lucky viewer, participant eat the banana. And Lizzo was there with her people, and she, I guess, coerced one of her people to eat the banana. They ate
And
it.
then on top of that, what else was she doing? It was like
Bro, she was
she was calling people fat.
one of the
Yeah.
dancers.
For me, it's like, bro, I'm low key on Lizzo's side because it's just like, bro, if I'm fat and somebody else that is fat calls me fat, it's like
Jay,
it's like the
Like a
Spider-Man.
joke?
It's like the Spider-Man meme.
the
Where it's
dancer.
like, bro, like
You're Spider-Man.
You fat
You're
too.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, you Spider-Man. I'm Spider-Man too. It's like, bro, what?
But I think the biggest thing on this situation was that the dancers, the dancers now have an issue because they feel like they were being pressured to do something that they didn't want to do. But on the other hand,
But they were pressured to piss on themselves on stage.
Hold on, what?
They were
I didn't get
pissing on themselves on stage
I didn't hear all that.
because they didn't get to go to the bathroom. Yes, I read the articles. His articles out there.
I ain't seen
It's
that.
part of the lawsuit.
Well, it's not part. Like
They were
that's
pissing on themselves
the
on stage.
lawsuit is just for the.
No, I'm saying it's part of the dialect in the lawsuit.
yeah, but they're pissing on themselves because,
She not letting them go to the bathroom.
yeah, but they're performing. So how you gonna go to the bathroom while you performing?
And they wouldn't get any breaks during the performance. You know how they go backstage and change the uniforms and stuff. Like, bro, you gotta go piss. You gotta.
I didn't see that in the lawsuit.
Yeah, but
No, you didn't read it.
No,
I did.
I saw the lawsuit. I have the lawsuit.
No. I'm saying the dialect. Like these are the reasons why they made the lawsuit. They listed the reasons why they made it.
I mean,
I got you.
some of that stuff
No,
I'm
you
sure.
don't.
Some of that stuff I'm sure is like, I would say fabrication. You have a
I
little
think so
design,
too. And it's just like, bro,
If
sometimes.
somebody said they pissed on themselves, I'm gonna believe them.
Yeah, but you piss on yourself in a football game if you can't go to the bathroom and you
This ain't
down in the
football.
trenches.
They went in the trend. They didn't get no breaks. But it's entertainment. You got to dance with pissing on yourself, getting chafed. You piss on yourself, Jay. Jay.
I did it last game in Frankfurt.
For real?
Bro, you can't go. I couldn't go to the bathroom.
You should sue coach.
I should sue coach.
Hell yeah.
Exactly. Like, come on now. It's like, bro.
That's a nasty motherfucker.
The only thing I had a water bottle and I was just spraying it down.
That's
but like I can't go to the
crazy.
bathroom. I got, I could actually bring a lawsuit. My DC in college, I was like, coach, it was like my first time like starting in the game. I was like, coach, I gotta pee. And he was like, well, pee. And I was like, well, where's the bathroom? He said, right where you're standing, motherfucker. I was like,
Damn.
Was it raining?
he threw me a water ball and I just had to be right there on the bench. I was coerced to pee on myself.
You need some money, bro. Got you.
Y'all hear that?
But that's the thing, is just like, bro, like a lot of those cases, she's just gonna have Lizzo. And that's the thing for me, it's like it becomes like part of that cancel culture thing. So
Yeah.
there's gonna be that cancel culture until she settles. She's
Yeah.
gonna have to settle from that lawsuit, and then they're gonna get money. And it's just like you have no idea if just like Lizzo fired them, and then they kind of like grouped together and was just like, let's bring a lawsuit against her because I can't pay for this and I
Right.
can't pay for that. So we're gonna bring a lawsuit against you. Cancel culture gonna either get you to
Well,
you probably just gonna settle so you can just get this shit
Jay-Z
over.
felt a certain way because he canceled his what is it called? Some type of concert that Lizzo was headlining that he does every year. He canceled it
This cancel culture, man. What do y'all think about cancel culture? I mean, I think it started out with all the allegations against athletes and comedians, you know, from women that were.
No, that's
coming
me
back.
too. That's something different.
Yeah, but I think it coincides with each other.
I think
Because cancel culture is ultimately people looking up things from your past that
Good
would
presence.
contradict. But they.
Well, I think the cancel culture came from. Yeah, I kind of want to.
What came first? Me Too.
I think
but
Me Too came
I think the cancel culture came from people. They clone Tyrone. People who that are in control of media and all this other stuff, because it's just like, first off, people control.
Yeah.
Like if you were to get famous tomorrow, people control it.
Yeah.
People control it. So I feel like that the cancel part is like you can say things about X, Y, and Z, but if you say something about a certain group of people, you're really canceled. You're really canceled. Think about that. You're really canceled.
Cancel culture is interesting because there's sometimes where it can be like y'all being soft about something and not that y'all doing too much, and then there's cancel culture where it's just like, I feel like there's cancel culture where it's just like when Kanye West speaks out of turn and says something that he probably
You're
shouldn't
really
say.
canceled.
Yeah,
That's
and
cancel culture. It's just like, bro, you should not have said that.
that's where I draw my like disagreement. Why can't we say what we want to say? Why can't we say why can't we say what we want to say, and then let's talk about it later? Obviously, because it sparks a conversation. And why do we have to tell people you can talk about this subject, but you can't talk about that subject?
In
Because it's gonna,
entertainment, there's like certain lanes. So like as a comedian, you can speak freely, but at like Kanye West is just like, you're not in the space to where, like as an entertainer, people expect certain things of you, and it's just like, bro, what was it that he said the things about, what did he said something about like slavery being a choice?
yeah.
And it's just like, bro, you have to understand in the space that you're in, you have to be careful what you say. You
Okay,
can't
but guess what?
But if
Okay.
you look at the context of what he was saying, though, he posed a question. He posed an idea, and then he made that statement. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, we don't need to
But
unpack
what
that, but
yeah.
But what I'm
It's-
saying is, he still wasn't canceled, and it's just like,
He was briefly canceled.
nah, not for real though.
Like even for Kanye right now, Spotify, you
bruh.
go look up Kanye West, it's a black.
Yes.
he's kind of canceled right now after the stuff that he was
He's
saying.
canceled right now, and this is where I'm getting to. He's canceled right now. Like, it's like Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder.
We're talking about Jamie Foxx right now. He's
I'm getting to
Yeah.
that. So think about Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder, when he was a black guy, and we said, "Oh man, that was funny, bro. We ain't going there with that because that was funny. He did a good job. Woo doo woo doo woo." But Jamie Foxx said something that had nothing to do with nothing, and he has to make an apology because he knows if he does not do that, he'll get canceled for real.
Yeah.
That's the difference, bro.
There's unwritten rules on it, because just like, how is Robert Downey Jr. allowed to get away with doing
Us.
this in a movie? And it's just about, especially as time goes on, and I feel like that's why sometimes we're getting soft, because as time goes on, there was shit that was okay back then,
Right.
that's not okay now.
Yeah.
And it's like with PC culture, as PC culture evolves, cancel culture is right behind it,
Bro, we can get you fired, but we don't control nothing.
that kind of brings me
It's
to
real, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean,
I was wondering, I wanted to ask this earlier, like, my mother always told me, like, because I always used to ask a lot of questions, like, Mom, why? And she's
Oh,
like,
he's one of them kids.
yeah.
Why are the trees green?
shut up.
But she always used to say, too much information will drive you crazy. Do you think this is what's going on in our society right now? We just getting bombarded with way too much. We got the phones, we
I
got
can
the
understand
PC.
both sides of that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just making us go crazy
I
because we
feel
can't.
like I agree with you, and I feel like a lot of
There you
things
go.
within our culture, first, I've always said this. I feel like we really don't keep nothing in house. We put it out there on social media and stuff for everybody to see, but we don't do this amongst ourselves. It's like the source don't go to the source and be like, hey, look, bro, you messing up. It's none of that. It's we go on the internet like, oh, he's spending your tax money on this or da. We don't keep nothing in house. Nobody else does that, bro. And then on top of that, that's what I'm saying. Like when it comes to even with we'll probably talk about this later, but even with the situation in Alabama with the boat situation, it's just like Marlon Wayne said something. Marlon Wayne said something, and it was taken out of context, and we jumped on him.
That's true. He said something.
That's what I'm saying. And we jumped on him, and it's just like, man, some things we just need to keep in house.
Is that fair?
Everybody ain't gotta know.
Because that's the thing. Once you're in those spaces, is it fair to just be to like anything you say can or will be held against you?
Well, that's what you signed. You signed on the dotted line. You're famous. So
That's what I'm saying. I agree.
No. I'm saying you're famous, but what I'm saying is we don't need to. A lot of times we are the ones who make things trend.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah, we make things trend, so it's just like we're making it trend for what? Like, let's keep that in house.
But what do you mean by keep what in house?
Like
Opinions.
our opinions about each other. Like we get online and start talking about, oh yeah, you get his tax money, you gonna buy a shark and da. Nobody else does that, bro.
Okay, I see what you mean. You're talking about like the hating that goes back and forth, like bringing each other down.
Yeah, and everybody else is kind of like sitting there, looking at it like, oh man, look at this right here.
Some people set themselves up. So it's like going on live, like bro, when you going on live and just like you talking to like, there's certain things just like bro, stay off live.
Okay.
Like stay off the live.
That's cool.
And then for my problem with cancel culture is it gets selective because it's just like cancel culture gets selected sometimes. It's like when Buddy did it. It wasn't a problem. Now when he does it, it's fine. Just like
like when Dana White beat up his wife at the party.
Hold on, what?
Yeah.
When Dana White beat up his wife or slapped his wife up at the party
On the balcony.
On the balcony.
Yeah.
That joint was like,
Swept under the rug.
real quick.
Because like,
Yes.
bro, we can say, oh, we not listening to your music no more, or we not doing this. The thing is, we don't control it. Some people gonna listen to it, some people not.
Yeah.
But the people who are in control of things, they just control it. Like, kind of like the owners of sports leagues. Colin Kaepernick was canceled.
Yeah.
He wasn't like,
canceled. He didn't
was
get canceled.
canceled.
He got canceled.
There's a little bit of luck that goes in that cancel culture too. There's a little bit of luck.
It's
Some people make it out. Some people make it out.
Because we're canceling.
You gotta have good PR. You have to have good PR.
Because we're canceling them.
Yeah, I mean, even
Us. When we
think so?
cancel them.
You think so?
it's
When we
not just
cancel
us.
You think so?
What I'm saying, when we cancel them, what are we canceling?
You think we canceled Colin Kaepernick?
No.
The news
Listen,
has a big deal.
No. I'm saying when we cancel someone, us.
Okay.
People like us, when we cancel somebody,
Yeah.
it may
People like
go
us.
on.
I don't think
No, I'm
we're
saying-
canceling people. I
You
don't
mean
think
people like us?
Exactly. That's
I
what
don't
I'm
think we
saying.
cancel
When
anybody.
we like, oh, we're not gonna listen to R. Kelly music no more, or we're not gonna. Well, you just said something about slavery was a choice. It's like, okay, we have an opinion, but we can't really cancel him.
Got you. I got you. Yeah.
But the people that are in control, you say something about them,
Yeah.
you're done.
Got you.
Guess who on strike right now? Actors,
Writers.
writers. I'm just saying, man. It's common sense. Like, we got all this information out here. It's like, you know, if you deal with the people who are in control, it's the cancellation.
Yeah.
You're really canceled.
It gets interesting, you know, because some people make it out of cancel culture, and even like one example I have is like Rick Ross, because he had that Reebok, he had the Reebok thing,
Yeah.
and then what did he say? He said put Molly on her champagne, She didn't even know it. I took her home and I enjoyed that. She didn't even know it.
Jay,
He was
you're
canceled
making
for
my
like,
point.
He was canceled for like 5 or 6 months and they made it out.
You're making my
Even
point.
Kanye about to get back.
He about to be-
He about to be back with Adidas.
He's on. He just
No,
him
he's
and-
back. He's back on because Adidas like needed him. But
Exactly.
guess who's not taking Yeezys in? Foot Locker. It's like, bro, once that happens,
Yeah, but that-
you're really canceled, bro. He'll
There's
never
a-
be.
There's a new move. I'm sure they're gonna come out.
There's
with
always gonna be a new
something
move
else,
because that's the thing. Kanye
It's
is like
Kanye.
Kanye is Kanye.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll always support Kanye and his music and stuff, but at the same time, it's like we not canceling nobody.
Yeah, we're not
That's
We?
canceling.
Weird, yes. We can stop you from trending for a little
I
while.
was gonna say we don't cancel. We really don't.
We don't cancel.
That's what I'm saying. We can stop
Is
you
that
from
bad?
trending for a little while.
No, it's not a bad thing.
It's
I
not a
think
bad
I think it would be worse. It would be worse if we did because then they would weaponize that quickly.
Yeah.
Because we, you know, we
Depends on who we canceling. Because if we canceling Dana, if we started canceling Dana White, then I don't think they would allow us to do that.
Well, we don't have that much like.
Exactly. We can't.
What's the dog in the race in that?
Yeah.
In that regard? We don't watch no UFC.
I mean, I do, but
But it's a
what
very
you
small-
what you got to think? Like I said, we don't own none of that stuff.
Exactly.
So you really
So-
can't do that. You can just say, "Oh, I don't like you no more. I ain't gonna watch it."
Yeah.
Okay.
Like if it was our leaders and stuff like that, like if we wanted to cancel Michael Jordan, we could cancel him.
Like
Easy.
the dude in
It wouldn't be us.
the
though.
small
Yeah,
town.
it would. No, it
The
would.
cancel culture is pushed
No, we
to the
would-
extent and somebody else has to carry it out.
Nah.
Just because you say you're not about to go see Daniel White or etc. Like that's not cancel culture just because you say you're not gonna go.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
it's
Cancel culture
not.
is when
It's-
the managers at that level or people that are actually in the higher ups within like that particular area or just like whatever it be like if it's a UFC space when they take whatever that movement is and then they apply it. Spotify when they take because I mean like you say you're not listening to Kanye doesn't mean that Spotify's gonna take all his music off of or like canceling Russia and not like okay we can cancel Russia and say like you know like don't support Russia but like the US the Olympic Committee saying they can't come to like certain meets
Mhm.
that's when it's carried out by the higher ups because like we as like just regular civilians can't carry shit out we can just like push
No,
it.
I
No,
ain't.
we can push it message, but I'm saying that's the thing. If we say we want to cancel Michael Jordan, we're not buying his shoes. They're gonna be like, oh, we got to get somebody to refill that. We got to get somebody to replace that because that's huge money.
But guess
They're
what?
not buying
But
the
you
shoes.
got
because
to
we're the ones
think.
buying the shoes.
But you got to think.
You know?
They make a certain amount of Jordans, and everybody buys Jordans now.
Yeah.
That's
So-
true.
so-
too.
so, like-
yeah, but
so-
who's really like at the front of the door at the Foot Locker?
Everybody.
Who's the majority of the guys?
It's
people?
everybody now.
It's everybody now
Yeah.
with the Jays
Yeah.
with
It's
them
everybody.
dunk yeah.
But what I'm saying is like
He's got
not us
Yeah.
as civilians, but it's like we really don't own anything to cancel anyone in entertainment in the entertainment. But
tough.
if it was a situation to where like let's say and it was a thing and it's in a lot of places where like black women are being mistreated in these beauty stores and it's like if they were to stop going to those beauty stores they could cancel them easily
Yeah.
because
That was kind of what my angle was with the Jordans, but you're right.
yeah
Everybody buys them joints.
so with this is strictly them and
Where do you see cases to
This-
where it's the cancel culture is carried out by like regular civilians where like we're not shopping there anymore and that works? Because like that, you never see that. It's usually carried out by people within that sector, the higher ups within that sector. Like me, we're not buying no shoes anymore. That's never carried out by like bro. You rarely see even white people, Hispanic people, black people. They never get together as like a people and say we're not doing that anymore. It's usually carried out by the higher ups within that sector, and then they say, "This is
It's usually from a forward.
the culture may push a
Right.
message, and then we'll carry
That's
that.
true.
We'll carry it out, but it's not, bro. I've never seen a case where they're just like, "We not doing this no more,"
That's true.
and the whole culture's like,
well that's
yeah.
a boycott
That's a yeah.
but it's just like to cancel is just saying like you're done that's it.
But that's the thing. It's because the message is pushed, and the higher ups of that sector hear it, and they're like, "Yeah, this looks bad. This looks bad for us. so we have to get rid of this.
Like NBA with Kyrie Irving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cause it's like, bro, what we gonna say?
For a
Like, Jewish people like we not going to. If Jewish people just like we're not going to games at basketball games anymore.
Well, it's just like,
And then if the higher ups didn't do anything, if the NBA committee didn't do anything, then it wouldn't have been a thing.
just like you gotta think about like this right here. When Colin Kaepernick did all that, the little gesture he made. Think about what sports look like now. Everything is about a stance for something.
No, it's not.
In every sport, there's a stance. There's somebody wearing a badge
Yeah,
or
that's
somebody's
all.
wearing
That's all.
something.
That's all commercial stuff.
What I'm
That's
saying,
don't mean nothing.
but I'm saying, somebody had to be sacrificed. He was sacrificed for that to happen.
Yeah, but
It wasn't
they did-
happening before he did it.
Yeah, we did. We've been had pink for breast cancer and stuff like that before.
No, I'm
Nah,
not saying
nah,
for breast
nah,
cancer.
nah.
I'm talking about for like
That's
racial
who gonna be
awareness,
against breast cancer? No.
Yeah, bro. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but you talking about like when injustice happened to a person or something like that.
I'm saying
Yeah, but that I think.
that it wasn't happening.
I can agree with that because
It wasn't happening
The Black
before.
Lives Matter thing.
But
kicks
that-
on.
that's
The
another topic
U.S.
though,
soccer
bro.
team, the U.S. soccer team. It's like
Yeah.
other soccer teams
You
are
talking about
sad.
the women's soccer
Yeah,
team?
they're sad that they lost because they were even pushing an agenda that wasn't happening. And it's like a lot of what he did, like said, what he did made the higher up say, okay, we canceling him, but we gotta do something.
Yeah. It's all
We
about the
got it.
higher ups. You can push the message all you want, but the higher ups will
Have
see
to
that
feel it.
message and be like, okay,
They
like,
gotta feel
what
it.
we gonna do about it? They gotta feel it.
They go call in Clarence Thomas then. You know Clarence Thomas, the one who been spending all that government money on trips and stuff. They gonna call.
Jets
They,
and shit.
they gotta call in those guys and say, "All right, guys, what should we do?"
I'd love to see
What should we do?
because there's a thing, and I guarantee you the higher ups probably have like a fun name for it, but there are probably cancel meetings where
Yeah.
all the higher ups get together and they're like, have y'all seen this shit that's been posted on Twitter? What they talking about on TikTok,
Yeah.
on Instagram, and then they do something
Yeah.
about
Can
it.
we
But
go with this?
us as like civilians, bro, we have nothing to do. Just like
Zero.
when Tim said, it's like we don't own shit.
Nothing.
We don't own shit.
Shout out to Magic Johnson for getting a piece of
Oh,
Commanders.
yeah, come in.
Yeah,
Shout out
yeah,
to
yeah.
them.
Well,
That's a good look. That's a good look.
But it's, I just feel like, because since we were kids, and I'm talking about being athletes, since we were kids, we've been groomed to not speak our minds when being involved in sports.
Yeah, that's changing, though.
From elementary
That's changing.
to college
Sure.
to the pros. Don't say this, don't say that.
That's changing.
Don't. It's just like,
Colin took that L, but he opened doors.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. I can agree with that. I can agree with that. But I think, and we need more Colin Kaepernick. Whether he knew what was gonna happen after that or not, you know what I'm saying? We need more guys in the spotlight who are on those pedestals, who are on those platforms, women and men, and they need to stand up for what they believe in, and they have to be willing to sacrifice millions of dollars
Yeah.
to get that message across. Not too many of us are willing to do that, and I think that's the slow progression that will happen.
well, because, and I always talk about this, it's because we were provided rights by our ancestors that we seem to have forgotten. And I'm talking about, like minorities, we seem to have forgotten. And because we have these certain rights, we're taking oh well, it ain't that bad, and it's easy to, because we didn't have to get dogs sicked on us, and so they had to do that for us. They had to fight for civil rights, where people like us would come to Europe and be treated like people.
Yeah,
We
first
couldn't
of all,
get treated people like people at home. They had to come here
yeah.
and had to go back home and fight for civil. Had to go fight a war and go back home and fight for civil rights.
That's we getting
Yeah.
those.
No. What I'm saying, like,
episode 2/.
I'm saying like basic human rights, and that's where we are okay with shutting up and dribbling, or you know.
It's changing.
That's where that
That's
comes.
definitely
It's changing.
That's definitely changing. And I'm glad that it's changing and we have the social media platforms for
Yeah.
for people to be able to hear those messages, because I think that's going to be the new thing on the docket. That
Exactly.
people talk
But you know
about.
what should have been trending and it wasn't. And I was talking to Jay about this. Just like when they took affirmative action. Nobody was like mad about that. Nobody was talking about it. Nobody talked about it. You know what I'm saying? But it's like it's crazy. But it's okay. We can talk about aliens and everything else, but
No, I feel you though. I'm not a funny guy.
That boy,
I'm not.
that boy Tim's on. Let's speak about real shit.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm with you.
I'm just saying it's like that's not trending.
I feel you. I feel you. I'm one of those.
Stuff like that don't trend.
Exactly. I'm one of those guys too. That's just like, damn, like, what's the real topics that we should be talking about? But then I'm understanding, like, to your point, to the aliens point, like, shit, what can we really do about it?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's tough for me, because I've always been someone that's like, I want to change the world, but then I'm just like, but
Yeah.
you just one person.
Yeah.
You know.
You can cut that out. I just want to go on the tank real quick.
Nah, I feel you, bro.
But it's real though.
I'm with you.
It's real.
One thing, like, lastly on that Tyrone thing for me is like when I watched that Tyrone movie and he like said like stop on some shit, I was like, that's Tyrone, like
The Black Olympics. So
why don't you leave? You know what's going on there. Why don't you leave? That was not his choice. He went
Not
back
because-
to his life. He went
Yeah,
back to his.
yeah.
For me, it's like, bro, pack your shit and leave.
Conditioning, that's conditioning.
The Tyrone movie.
Yeah.
After the whole like shit where he stopped the car and everybody and like he had snapped and like he told him just like how much power you do not have. I was like, well, they're doing this shit in this time for me. It's just
Well,
like,
he did.
No, he didn't. He went back to his house and was going to continue to live the life that he had been living and just act like.
But no.
But there's a breakdown. Someone did a real cool breakdown.
I gotta
in the
see it,
movie.
yeah.
I gotta see
But
it.
it's like if you live in the hood and like that's all you know, that's your environment, and it's like
That's what
why
you're
don't you
talking
leave? Or if you know a tornado coming, it's like a hurricane coming, it's like why don't you leave? It's like that's your home, that's what you know, that's your environment, that's where your family is.
But-
and you know when he noticed he didn't have any family,
Right.
when he knocked on that door and his mom was
So
there, he was
radio.
like I'm out of here.
Yeah.
When he started talking to his brother.
But he still went back and did the same thing. But that's what they're talking about. That was kind of like the underlying thing. Like if we want to break out of our cycles, then we got to make a change, and that's what we got to understand one day. I wanted to talk about guilty pleasures real quick, but we can talk about that at the end of the day.
Guilty pleasure next time.
You don't want to hear my guilty pleasure.
And that's for next time. On that note,
Pause.
Pause.
Ain't no pausing.
You guys got any like words of affirmation or a word for the day for the people out there listening to give them something to take for pump day, something to get them through the week.
Let's see. I saw one the other day that I really liked. What is it? Here, Tim, go ahead while I think about it. Let's see if I can find it.
You guys mind? I'll give you guys mine. I just want to shout out to, and this might help you with yours.
Yeah.
I just want to shout out to everybody who's grinding, right? Who's putting that work in, who's working hard, who believes in themselves and understands that they want to achieve something. And I want to just let you guys know, do not let somebody underappreciate or dumb down your grind, because everybody's grinding in a different type of way. Everybody's coming from different types of upbringings. Don't let anyone diminish what your grind is, what your struggle is. All right, and keep pushing through. And I'm wishing you guys all the best, love, prosperity, and encouragement.
I feel like mine was kind of speaks to Evolve, as I saw the other day, just yesterday I saw it, and I really love it. And I guess I'll say it and you can kind of take it as what it is, or just like figure out what you think it is. But it's day one. How does it go? It's one day or day one, and I really like that. One day or day one. It's like it's today gonna be one day or day one. So yeah, that's one for the day. Word affirmation.
Like I was saying earlier in the show, stay consistent. No matter how bad you think things are, no matter how slow you think things are, if you stay consistent, something will happen. Your opportunity will come, your business will flourish. You just gotta stay consistent and keep believing in what you're doing.
Needed that.
That's what's up. All right. Thanks again for watching. Thanks again for listening. It's the 3 Black Mics.
Pause.
Pause. All right. Again with you guys. Shout out again to PADYS Bistro. Check us for Here About Hungry for allowing us this space. And we're wishing you guys a great week and a great weekend. Peace.
Shout out PADYS.